The Highland Backpacking Trail is located within Algonquin Park, the crown jewel of the Ontario Provincial Park System. The park itself is located equidistant between Sudbury, Toronto, and Ottawa. The Highland Backpacking Trail itself is composed of two loops, the 35-kilometer larger loop and the 19-kilometer smaller loop. So I would start my hike. I parked at the lot of Highway 60 to hike into Head Lake, and then the last 20 kilometers I hiked out the second day. I'm on the Highlands Backpacking Trail in Algonquin Park. It's probably the fifth time I've done a complete loop. I've done this in the winter. I've done it on a day hike. Just love it here. But it is now late October and I'm starting my hike, and the temperature in the parking lot was a frigid 3 degrees. And it's been raining. The trail's quite wet. It's going to be an interesting few days because I expect it to rain most of the time, and it's going to be bumping the freezing mark at night. So, anyway, I should be prepared. Lots of warm clothes. And I brought the extra super duper sleeping bag this time. Although the distances are moderate, the Highland Backpacking Trail is not an easy route. Lots of major ups and downs, lots of water, lots of beaver dams and hills, and rocky terrain. Algonquin Park itself has a diverse history, whether it's natural or human. The First Nations people, lots of logging from the European settlers, and a very diverse and unique ecosystem. This is not good. It is friggin' wet. This is what I'm seeing a lot on the trail. The footwear I chose on this trip was a pair of Ultra Olympus. They are not waterproof and breathable, and I think I made a mistake. It's now lunchtime, so I found this friggin' awesome spot on a rock overlooking the lake, and it's time for some noodles. Yeah, for this trip I also chose to go stoveless or cold soaking my meals, and I've never second guessed this decision in the past. Wow, beautiful, beautiful break time, great location, and the weather has got a little bit better. A bit of sun's trying to peek out, and we're up to a balmy 6 degrees. Anyway, I've got my vest off. I got enough heat going because of the hiking that keep me warm. But I don't know. This nice weather is picking up the spirits. Hiking in the fall has many challenges, and one of them is visibility of the trails, because the leaves have fallen and they cover the worn footpaths that often guide your direction. One of the best things about Algonquin is you never have to carry much water, because every corner you take, there's always fresh water waiting for you. The Ontario Provincial Park System has got very busy over the last few years, and consequently you have to reserve camp spots. It's not my favorite choice when backpacking because I like to be a little bit more free-flowing on my decisions, but this is the campsite I've selected, and so this is where I'll spend my night. I'm definitely a gear nerd. I have tons of tents I've tried, tested, and own, My current favorite tent is this Z-Pax Ultraplex, so that's what I'm setting up now. There are other tents I do enjoy and do like a great deal, but as of now, this is my current fave. Another great thing about this trail is all your camping spots are located on the water, so you don't have any problems finding a great spot for your tent or finding access to fresh water. So I cold soaked and rehydrated my delicious noodles and cheese for dinner, and then just relaxed beside the water and watched the sunset.
Good morning. Oh man, it's about 7 o'clock. The sun is still not up, but my body's up, ready to go, and it is raining, and it's raining. The forecast says rain all day. So I have about 15K to get to my next campsite, and if I hike at my normal rate, I'll get there around lunch, which means I'll be sitting around my campsite all day in the rain. Well, at least a half day in the rain. And it's about 20K to get out. So I'll probably hike my 20K, get to the car, and head home. Make a shorter trip. But I don't like hanging around the campsite in the rain. Not much fun.
Good morning. Well, it was colder last night than I thought. I'm finding a little bit of snow on the trail, and the rocks have some frost on them, which makes it kind of slippery for my footing. So be careful, bundle up, and everything kept me warm last night, so I'm all good. That wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Those logs were covered with a thin layer of ice, made it kind of slippery. I think next time I'm going to use my trekking poles for extra support and stability. So we were here in about 2000, I'm guessing, and there was no bridge then. It was totally washed out, and the markings on that bridge there, which is at its last legs, is 2011. So I guess the lifespan of wood out here, or bridges and structures, is about 10 years, because that's not much left of that one, and it's going to be repaired very shortly.
Yeah, it was about 20 years ago that my good friend Carl and I did this same loop. It was in November, very cold, and there was no bridge across that waterway. It had totally washed out or disappeared some other way. So we had to build one. So we harvested some wood from within the forest, and we built a makeshift bridge. I have to wonder how the Ontario Provincial Park manages the reservation system, because during this adventure I never met a single person. And also, prior to booking my spots, every campsite was already previously reserved, so I don't understand that one.
I'm all alone out here. It's been about 24 hours since I got onto the trail, and I haven't passed one other person. It's been freaking quiet out here. In fact, I've passed about 10 campsites. Every one of them has been empty. So if there are people out here, I don't know where they are.
The fall is my most favorite time to go backpacking. No bugs, few people, and Algonquin is one of my favorite destinations. There's something wild and wonderful about Algonquin Park. Every time I enter the area, I just feel a certain sense of peace. The animals run wild. There's about 2,000 bears at last count, and there's lots of moose. There's some original wolf packs running free. It's absolutely wonderful.
I've made a decision. I'm heading home. I've hiked about 15, 16K to this point. I just passed my reserved campsite, and it's about 1 o'clock. Since it's kind of cold and damp, I don't really want to spend all afternoon there just hanging out by myself. Doesn't sound so good. So I'm going to hike the next 7 kilometers out and take the car and get out of here. So that's it for me. It's supposed to rain tonight and all day tomorrow, so I'll miss that. Works for me. I can also tell you that my worst hiking weather is raining and between 0 and 5 degrees. That is friggin' nasty. And that's what we have for tomorrow. So I'm heading out.
Even when the weather is cold and wet, Algonquin Park is one of my most favorite places to be, particularly in the fall, whether it's on foot or in a canoe. Just glorious. In the last 40 years, I don't think I've missed a single fall hike in Algonquin Park.
This is it. I can see the end of the trail. I hope my car is still there. All in all, it's been a great time. Weather's been decent. Super cold last night. Saw some snow this morning. But all in all, great time.